we've seen a real change in the type of protests and the call for action from the Muslim governments. So there's really a growing discourse about military intervention. We've seen Libyan scholars, we've seen protests, for example, in Jordan, in Egypt, in Mauritania, across the Muslim world, including from scholars and imams, and actually calling for military intervention or calling for the governments to act. Why do you think this has started to happen now?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I think this is the final stage before the liberation of Palestine, which inshallah will take place. We see how in various different places in Bosnia, in Ukraine, without military intervention, there is no way that you can stop a war. So this is the last leg in taking action towards this. And I think the Union of, or the League of Muslim Scholars, the Libyan, as you have mentioned, many scholars around the world are calling for this. It's a call too late. However, better late than never. However, realistically, these governments are not going to do this. And the reason that they're not going to do this is because they are part of the problem. And they are part of the system that has been created by the colonialist West when they occupied Muslim lands. And it is very difficult for them to get outside this box that has been drawn for them. So they're really stuck within these boundaries that have been made up for them. Therefore, it is a call, and that is the only way to end this genocide. Who will take heed to it, who will listen, who will apply it, is another question.
So thinking about that, and especially about the fact that this call is obviously becoming more mainstream in terms of within the scholarly levels, within the kind of masses, what obstacles do we have to overcome for this to become a reality?
This is a very tough question, but if you talk about change of this system that has been created a century ago, which is this nation state that has divided the Muslim Ummah. And I think this is a very big hurdle for the Muslim Ummah to go through. We have seen how the Muslims have been divided into mini states, from being under one umbrella to each one having their alliances with their colonial masters, and not getting out of it. And I think what happened in 2011 with the Arab Spring gave hope that this can actually happen. With the fall of Mubarak bin Abidin, Zain al-Abidin bin Ali, and other leaders, this gave a hope to the Ummah that actually we can do this. The problem is the anti-revolutionary guards who managed to stop this and redirect it into another direction. So what we saw in Tunisia was a disaster. What we saw in Egypt was another disaster. But not to be pessimistic, what is happening today in Syria seems to have inspired hope for this Ummah again. And I think in the short term, not to expect much from Syria, but on the long term, it will. This is how Salah ad-Din worked. And I think it made the general in Egypt question his existence, fearing that he can be toppled. And we learn this from history and from the movement of history, without Syria and Egypt, without Bilad al-Sham and North Africa, it is not possible to liberate Bayt al-Maqdis. And this liberation has to come from these two centers of the Muslim world.